Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Drinks with the Martins Thursday episode, December 3rd. Got myself Tuner's Edge and my co-host here, Scooby Snacks.
Hey guys.
So we got a good podcast today. Be nice and short though. Not feeling too well today.
We're taking turns being sick.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
seriously.
I've got to go see the dentist. My teeth are killing me. I think I chipped one of them or something. So, but yeah, so we got our Spotify up. We got our YouTube up.
Yep.
We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Google Podcasts.
You guys can catch us anytime now.
You guys can catch us all on there. Ian, unfortunately, could not make it tonight. He got stuck at a dinner with his parents, so he couldn't make it tonight. But hopefully we'll see him again next week.
Yeah, we miss him.
Yeah, he needs to come back on the show. So this is still, it's our show with him. And so we're all part of this show together. And we've got some cool things to talk about tonight. One of them that you found was this cool thing with facial recognition, as you guys can see in the title of the podcast. Is I did not know this. I didn't know that they use facial recognition for other than recognizing a human being in the state of their, of what they look like and the facial features and the structure.
So they're starting to use it now on bears and cows.
Like, that's super cool. So I never thought that you can really see the difference in a bear's face.
Yeah, well, they usually use like points, like when you look at topography, right? Points of interest. So they're looking for like a nick in the ear or like like a certain spot around the face or the white extending past the nose or out the nose. Some bears have different markings, so they're not all the same. So they're kind of getting a database. They're using it's a bear biologist. Her name is Melanie Clapham. I think that's how you say it. Clapham. And she's been studying grizzly bears for over a decade. She's located in British Columbia in Canada. And so she kind of has developed a sense of figuring out what bear is what because of these markings. And so she's using her knowledge so they can kind of put this in a database to create the facial recognition for the bears, which is good for tracking because you want to track their breeding patterns. You want to track hibernating patterns. You want to see where they're moving, especially over a year. And they do change because when their winter coats come in, they look fuller.
Right.
So you can't always look at the bear in the spring and then look at the bear right before they hibernate and know that it's the same bear. That's where the facial recognition comes in for tagging purposes.
And so I always thought that the bear differentiators, however you want to say it, differentiating features in their face would be their coat, would be the color of their coat. I never thought that, it makes sense that their skulls are shaped different, and like everyone has a different shape
or battle scars,
face or battle scars, right?
Yeah,
similar to the scars on humans, how they're identifying markers.
It's pretty interesting.
I would have never thought that. I would have never thought that like the nose of a bear is different from every other nose, and the position of their actual, like the actual nose, not the whole snout, is different in the face.
Even their eyes. The shape of their eyes, like the shape of their ears. Some of them, their ears might be a little bit larger than others or set differently on the skull.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like humans. Not every person is proportionate.
Right.
And same thing with animals. Not all animals are proportionate. So they really like the idea of tracking the different bears to kind of help with issues, not only research and conservation of the species, but with issues of bears going into more populated areas and figuring out which bear it was. So if they have facial recognition and they know that this bear named Toffee was spotted at some ranch, then they're seeing the migrating pattern of the bear and they can do research on why is the bear moving closer to the public. Right. Is there a food shortage? Is there disease? Is there issues in its own environment that's causing it to go outside of that area? And they can pinpoint if there's a bear attack, what bear it was.
That's really cool.
They can track it that way.
And so the company name is called BearID. Is that correct?
BearID. Yep.
I mean, it's just insane. Like the things that we can do today with the technology we have with AI and the advances in AI, not just for using it to figure out what ads you want to serve to somebody, but using it for things like, animal migrations and habits is
Right.
actually really cool.
And they're saying it's cheaper to use this type of technology versus something that's very invasive, like tagging the animals, attaching collars, and it's, it's less dangerous for the people that are doing it because they're not having to go and tranquilize the bear, risk it waking up in the middle of a transaction,
Okay.
doing some type of tagging. So it's safer for us to be able to use facial recognition. It's also safer for the bear. And it's cheaper in the long run because you're not having to update the tags, or if they rip the tag off for any reason, the collar goes bad, the receiver goes bad on the collar sometimes as well. You're not having to go track the bear down, you know, tranquilize it.
Yeah.
So
That's actually super cool. Like when you really think about it. Do you think they would use it for other animals too?
they actually have used it for other animals. It's in the article. I can't see it right now. So this woman, Clapham, she teamed up with 2 Silicon Valley based tech workers, and that's who created BearID. But previously there was a person, I believe it was another doctor, that teamed up with 2 other technology companies
Okay.
to come up with facial recognition, and they were trying to use it on like chimpanzees, like on monkeys and birds, and being able to track other species of animals in the wilderness, which is kind of cool. It's also helped with protecting the animals.
So they've used it for like lemurs. It says lemurs, golden monkeys, and chimpanzees. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's called Prime ID.
Okay.
That was and actually they released it on Android in 2018.
So is this an app that anybody can use? I wonder.
It might be a paid app.
It'd be kind of cool to kind of see it. I remember there was a. Do you remember the one I used to use for sharks about the shark tracking?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it was a really cool app that you can use. It's on the Play Store that you can use for sharks, so you can track where sharks are in the ocean and their paths and where they go.
The only reason why I don't think that they would make it, I mean, the article makes a valid point. It's very dangerous if poachers get a hold of the information because then they can track the animal.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? That's where it's kind of like a gray area where they want to just leave it up to researchers and scientists to use for conservation purposes. But it's also like, they describe it as a product for poachers because then they can find the species that they want. They can track it. They can track its age, the weight, everything is in the size of it, and they know where it's at. And I mean,
I'm sure the poachers do the same thing with the shark app. I mean, because the shark app had the same thing. It had all the weight, the size, the species, everything related to the shark. And so
it's the only thing that they're worried about with using this type of technology on animals is because it could get into the wrong hands. But that's like any technology.
That's what I'm saying. That's anything. I mean, I think it's one of those you have to
compromise. You know what I mean? Like,
you have to outweigh the risks versus the reward. Like what?
Yo, what's up, Juan?
What? Yeah. What's the is the reward greater than the risk? Is the beneficial part of it greater than the fact of like, okay, some poachers are going to get a hold of it and do the wrong thing? I mean, it's kind of like saying, if I leave a bowl of candy out on Halloween, how many Halloween trick-or-treaters are going to do the right thing or do the wrong thing and dump the whole bowl
and take all the candy?
How many of them are actually going to think and be considerate of others and grab a couple?
I think it's cool that they're doing all this research and they're trying a new approach to helping, wildlife conservation and being proactive about it, and also finding a solution where the animal's not being harmed because they don't know how the animal's going to react to the tranquilizers. Nobody knows. Just like with humans, you don't know how you're going to react to a drug until it's in your system. A lot of animals, I mean, they probably have documented it. I've read research about it where some animals that they've actually tranquilized have passed away a year later, 6 months later, all due to whatever that did to their system. It's actually traumatizing for them. Yeah. So this is an easier way to not traumatize the animal. It's less invasive. I just thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I mean that's super cool.
They're doing it for cows, so it helps with cattle.
Mm-hmm.
Keep track of cattle ranchers.
Speaking of, I found a cattle rancher that's around here that I want to probably order some meat from.
Very nice.
So,
Did you know when I went? So just so you guys know, I went to A&M this week on
yeah,
Wednesday, and I was talking to some of my coworkers because the project that we're working on is actually a dining hall. It's in the middle of the university, so it's really cool because I'm literally in the
Yeah.
middle of all these students. And he said that there's the meat processing plant right there on campus where you can go buy steaks.
what?
Yeah, they have a meat processing building
Yeah.
where they learn and teach. Obviously, kids learn and the teachers teach how to process meat, how to do certain cuts of meat. And they actually have a butcher shop that you can go buy different cuts of meat.
That's
And I did not know that. And I
that's
was like,
I
well,
didn't know that either.
I'm going to have to take a trip up here with my husband, and
I
we're going to have to go
did
to the
not
meat
know.
market and go get some really good steaks. And they let you pick out the steaks, and you know they'll teach you while you're there about the different mobilization and the different processes and stuff. And it's really cool because it's open to anyone to go that's on campus to kind of go check it out.
To be able to go there and get some meat.
So you can go get some really good
cuts
steaks
or
at
that would be cool.
at Texas A&M on campus.
And then like that, you know, we've talked about that a few times on here before of like having a better quality meat
Makes a big difference.
makes a big difference, but then you're paying a higher price for it. They're not such what's it called? It reduces the big part of it is that it reduces the CO2 gas being processed or being, you know, from cows.
Oh, not to switch
cow
topics,
farms, right?
but Juan said if we were talking about the elephant that got rescued by Cher, I saw that article, and moved somewhere, and I believe it went to like a rescue center. No, we were talking about BearID. It's facial recognition for bears. It's a new technology that they're working on right now. So it removes the step of having to tranquilize it and tag it or put a collar on it. And they're trying to do that with other species. So they're trying it with bears and cows. And they're also trying to do it with like lemurs and birds and different species of stuff. Some are harder than others because they cluster together like the lemurs in the trees. But they're working on IA technology.
What's the purpose of tracking the cattle?
AI technology. I'm dyslexic today.
Yeah.
AI technology.
AI technology. What's the purpose of tracking the cattle though? Like, what's the beneficial factor?
Well, the cows are tagged too.
Right, they're tagged, but usually cattle, unless they're wild, which I don't know that there is many wild cattle around here anymore.
It says right here that they're trying to do the same thing with cattle ranches. A cattle rancher in Kansas is building an app called Cattle Tracks. He said it will enable anyone to snap pictures of cattle that will be stored along with GPS coordinates and the date of the photo in an online database. Photos of the same animal will be matched to earlier photographs, helping them track them over time. So he explained it that beef cattle, through many different people and places during their lives, they move from pastures. Sometimes they go to feedlots, like meat packing places. There isn't much tracking between them. It makes it hard to investigate problems like diseases. So they're trying to use it for disease prevention because they do just feed, you know,
Right,
they just they're out of pasture and they just feed. And then when they go to the meat packing area and they get slaughtered, what if one of those was diseased? And they can actually track the animal and go, oh, it was with this herd. We have to investigate this herd.
Right. That makes sense.
I mean, that's why they would do it.
Because then that way, I guess that way, if something does get released or something, and like you do have an issue with some contaminated meat,
and they have had issues with ground beef being contaminated before, you know, and it's kind of like, did it happen during the meat processing portion of it, or was it that the cow itself was actually already sick and they didn't know? The other thing with cattle, you don't really know that they're sick unless you see like a significant weight loss, or you see changes in their hide, or you see changes in the structure of their face. They start getting skinnier or they're really bloated. Yeah. You know what I mean? You don't really know what's wrong with them. But I mean, a herd of cattle, you're not really going to go one by one and there's hundreds of them and go, yep, you look good. All right, keep going. And they just put them in a freaking truck.
Yeah. And then, but if you have the facial recognition, you can say, okay, this cattle had the coronavirus, for example.
Or yeah, whatever.
And so now we need to do a contact tracing of it.
Right.
And like, that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool.
So yeah, that's kind of what we were talking about before. when the stream first started, and then you had moved on.
Yes, I forgot what I moved on to.
You already forgot what you
Yeah,
moved to.
I forgot where I was going.
Do y'all remember where Gary was? He's tired and he doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know.
My mouth hurts.
His mouth hurts, his tooth hurts, he's not feeling good. So it went from me over to him.
But I mean, that's cool stuff. I mean, I'm curious to see what else they're going to try to use it for. I mean, at that point, you can use it from with anything: pets, dogs, animals, cats.
Yeah.
Everything at that point. And especially if they're publicly accessible apps. Could you imagine you find a stray dog and you just pull his app out and then just scan the face and go, oh, this dog belongs to this address, so this is the
let's just hope that the owners are honest.
Yeah, or here's the owner's contact info, just call them real quick.
I would love that. Cool. Especially our dog, she likes to run.
Yeah, I'm saying that's pretty cool. Like if you
my dog likes to take off. Lately she hasn't done it, but when we first got her, she took off.
Yeah. And that would help. Well, that would help with people like, especially like cats, when they have those detachable
ours
collars, right? And so they have the detachable collar. They get out for whatever reason, the collar gets left snagged off. People find the collar on the ground. The cat's already found. They found the cat, but it doesn't have a microchip or something, right? And then you just scan the face and go, oh, this is the owner's info for this cat because this cat is in the database and it shows that it belongs to this person. Or this cat's not in the database. It's just a stray feral cat that's out in the wild.
You were talking about meat. About going to that rancher's meat market.
Yeah, but
you said you found a rancher. I think we were talking about
the whole point of having better quality meat.
Right, that's what you were talking about.
Is what I was talking about. So the whole point of having better quality meat is to reduce the mass farming of cattle. Mm-hmm. Because if you can reduce the amount of head of cattle that are on the farms, you reduce the CO2 footprint of the cattle.
Yeah, because they do leave, like the meat industry leaves a huge
they're
footprint.
A big part of the whole CO2 footprint on the planet.
Cows release a lot of methane, guys.
And it's because we're farming them like crazy.
Because Americans love their red meat.
Yeah.
Burgers.
Argentines love them more. But
yeah, but at least ours are like pastures.
I'm just saying that, and it's a fact. Argentines love their red meat.
Yes, we do love our red meat.
I think the other thing too, though, is like, I think a big chunk of the CO2 output of the cattle are from the milk cattle, though, right? The dairy farms. Because you go to those farms and they're not like the nicest places to go to. They smell.
It's not the Tillamook commercials, guys, that you see the happy California cows and talking to each other. No,
these are all cows shoved into a pen.
Yep,
and that's where they live. Their whole life is in this pen.
It's so sad to see them. And like then we see them in El Paso.
Right up to the thing, and they milk them and put them right back in a different pen.
Yeah, especially.
I don't even know if they clean those pens up that much.
Well, they have industry standards to where they have to sanitize the entire area and the milk machines. Yeah. And they have to sanitize the udders.
Yeah, I know they do that.
They do that. They wash all the udders at every single milking.
Yeah, but
so it is a lot of hard work.
From what I understand, it's literally like a thing that just goes on the udders and just cleans them all off and then milks the cow and then the cow moves on. It doesn't clean the cow at all.
It's sad to see them. We saw them in El Paso and it was really depressing. And they were just like laying. You could just tell they were just laying there. They didn't look healthy. They didn't look happy.
No, at
all, because there was no room to go. They were all just jam packed.
But they don't know any other way.
No, they don't.
So,
I just wish they had more like cow-friendly dairy farms, like they do in like northern, like in New York. In New York, one of my friends used to work and.
Was it like open pasture?
It was open pasture, and then they would ring a bell, and the cows would automatically come in, and they would put them in the stalls, put their heads in the stalls, and they would have milk machines, but they were treated better. Because they were well taken care of. Like they were petted and they had feed and it was just a better process, but it was a small shop.
Yeah.
Less cattle.
Well, and that's why I think like when you get like the
mass production
organic milk or the higher end milk, like I think a lot of those cattle farms treat their cows better.
And that's what we buy. We buy organic milk.
And I think the organic milk, they have to live by certain standards.
Yeah, they have different standards.
They don't have any probiotics or anything in them. Things like that.
She's growling?
Yeah, because food's here.
I thought she was growling at them. I never hear her growl.
Yeah, someone's dropping our food off right now.
Perfect. Yeah, we ordered food because I'm really tired. And he doesn't feel well, so no one's cooking in this house today.
Show is not sponsored by a food delivery service, however it was.
I do.
It's Juan's favorite spot. Get us some Thai tea.
Thai tea and some pad Thai.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. It's interesting. See where it goes. I like to see how far it grows from here, and then
it's interesting to watch how AI is changing.
Speaking of bears, though, you have a pet bear. Do you still have your pet bear?
What do you mean?
I don't know if you guys know, but Scooby Snacks started streaming again.
Oh.
On Twitch.
The one that I ride? My mount?
Is it a mount? It's a mount, right?
It's my mount. He's a big old I got a big old grizzly bear mount. And he is amazing. And he takes me everywhere I want to go.
He's wide.
He's amazing. But yeah, I used him in Shadowlands. I kind of like I don't know if it's a glitch in the system, but the last part where I was in Shadowlands, you have to collect these containers that have like this special potion or whatever to regenerate these giant robots. And I'm over there like going in circles, which by the way, guys, if I do that too much, I get nauseous. So I'm going in circles and it's the same spot over and over again. So you're having to go in circles to collect these pots. I did this for like 45 minutes and it said I was still at 50%. There's no freaking way that I did this for that long and I'm still only at 50% collection.
And you're doing the right thing because the percentage is increasing, right? So
the percentage didn't move. It went to 50 and it stopped. And then it won't let me turn in the quest because I'm not done. I got to be at 100%. So I kept going in circles and that's when I streamed for like 3 hours and I got completely nauseous. And I was like, okay, I got to stop. I had to log out.
Yeah.
And I was down. I'm still down.
I wonder if there's something else you got to do for it, but.
No, it just says you have to collect. That's what it says on the quest. Collect and blah, blah, blah. And that's it, you know? You're going to grab our food?
She won't stop.
Stop it. You're growling at our food. That's not fair. But yeah, he's going to grab our food. But yeah, I've been doing Shadowlands. Oh, you ate pad Thai today? I'm about to eat pad Thai after this podcast. I'm excited. I'm starving. I ate lunch at like 12:30, and then it was back to work. So it's been crazy. Nonstop since I got home. So even though I'm off work, I get home and I have to work more. Edgy wives. So yeah, I will be streaming tomorrow. Hey, kid. I'll be streaming Shadowlands tomorrow night. I'm going to start with that quest again. If for some reason it's not working, I'm just going to try to find a different one to do. Go to a different spot. And look what he brought me.
Yo!
A surprise,
Silver.
surprise. Yay! Thai tea. So these are our drinks for tonight. We're doing Thai tea.
We ordered some Thai tea. You know what we should order for the next week? We should order boba tea.
Oh, we could do boba tea. I just go pick it up.
Oh yeah, we'll go pick it up.
Just go pick it up right back.
Show.
I love taro.
Yeah.
Taro.
Taro boba's the best. If you guys have never had it, you should try it.
It's really good. Taro is like a sweet potato.
It tastes like
it's a root vegetable.
It is a root, but it tastes like Fruity Pebbles. Okay. This stuff tastes like
Fruity Pebbles.
It really does.
100%. Not this. The taro. It's purple, and it tastes like...
This is really good, though. This is Juan's favorite.
I still like the taro, but this is my second.
This is so good.
Yeah, they did a good job. I love Naratai. We are not sponsored by Naratai, but I love Naratai. So yeah, I was telling him about Shadowlands, how I'm going to be streaming tomorrow.
Okay.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can stream some tomorrow without getting dizzy. I'm going to start making my streams only an hour, so I'm probably going to be setting a timer on my phone, and you'll probably hear it go off to minimize the nausea.
The nausea.
And it's crazy because I played WoW for years and did raids and would spend hours and hours upon hours on the computer, and I never got nauseous. But maybe with age, maybe my eyes are just so tired from work because I do spend a lot of time on the computer at work. Like right now, my eyes hurt. Like right now, I'm starting to get a migraine.
You have blue filter lenses.
I know they're in my backpack somewhere.
You need to wear them. You have to.
We do.
It makes a big difference. It really does. So
They need
you
to
guys
make
know I work.
filtered contacts because I wear contacts.
Cool.
They need to make filtered contacts.
They probably.
I will support
bet
that.
you they do. I bet you.
They're probably
do.
for people that can't. I mean, my vision's not that bad.
Well, they have color contacts, right? So like.
Oh, those are horrible for you.
But I'm just saying they have color contacts. Why can't they have blue filter contacts?
You know what? Maybe they haven't invented it yet. So
Chat, go see if there's blue filter contacts. I bet
somebody look it up and see if there's blue light filtered contact lenses that I could buy because I will spend money on them because those glasses hurt my nose.
That's if not, then somebody
needs to invent it.
But
Because I'm literally on the computer all day, and it's how some people are constantly on their phone all day long.
I'm on my phone and on the computer.
I'm just on the computer all day,
working all the time. So you guys know
working all the time. Boo hoo.
They do. They have them. So right there, Blueies.
Next gen.
Yep, they're contacts.
How much are they? Ooh, AccuView makes them. I use AccuView.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna buy those. I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. Get a.
I need to go get a
prescription
done too.
Mine's been about a year.
But
talking about Beats, Bears, Battlestar Galactica.
Yes, all of those, all the above. If you guys weren't here for the last stream, look at my new helmet. It's pretty.
Yeah, he's bragging about his
but
Shadow Trooper.
My Shadow Trooper. But no, I think the big thing is like, one, obviously remember to take breaks and look away from the computer every now and then.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
And then two, blue light filters, the night lights on your PC on, like all that makes a big difference, right? So
right. And I usually have the filter on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have my computer dimmed.
Right.
At all times.
So that makes a big difference. But yeah, and I understand there are games that are just more difficult to play because of.
But I used to play well all the time.
Whatever. So.
No way.
All right,
hold on. You are such a butt.
That was the cover for the catastrophe.
That he just knocked off. So he just knocked off the makeshift cover so he doesn't touch the button and turn the computer off.
Put like a little wood sticker up there so that he doesn't do it.
Well, he'll do it. Kick him out. Later.
Say bye, kitty.
Bruh. Why must you try to disconnect the computer? You're a jerk.
He's just like, I'm not.
You are the perfect cat for us because you're a jerk.
I mean, if you sit in my lap, it's fine. But
no, kick him out.
Do not sit on that desktop.
He will.
So I don't know if you guys were watching my stream last night.
That was really funny. It was a catastrophe.
Not once, but twice. He turned my gaming PC off. Once right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, before you started streaming. Like, well, no, you were streaming.
Right at the beginning of the game. We just dropped into a game.
Yeah.
And Carlos Viejo had to finish the game himself. And then the second time when I was trying to level up a weapon, I had like 50 kills. And yeah, he turned the computer off. So it is what it is.
I have not trained him to do this, so it's not something that I did in order to get him off the computer.
So I started Googling about a 3D printed button cover for the computer. Mm-hmm. And the title of the STL for the print file was actually said cat proof power button cover.
It's happened more than once then.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is a common thing right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, guys, we're hopefully are we gonna be back on Monday this week?
I think so. We're gonna have Mandalorian Mondays.
Yeah, Mandalorian Monday.
Recap on the Mando episode that is happening tomorrow.
Thanks to
please watch it.
Danny B for that term, that little slogan.
Mandalorian Mondays. Fandalorian
Fridays.
So we have Fandalorian Fridays, meaning me and him sit there and watch Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And then Mandalorian Mondays is when we talk about the episode, do a recap.
And then maybe on
I'll stream Tuesdays for sure.
We're gonna look into see if we can stream watch.
Wow.
I
don't know. He's really attracted to your buttons. He's biting your buttons.
Bite it. You sword straight full attack mode.
Biting your buttons off your shirt. You're nuts, dude.
We're gonna see if we can stream the show. So if you guys want to watch it live with us on Friday night.
Don't know if we can. Copyright.
I'm gonna research it. I'll find out.
I don't want to get it
dig into the legalities of it.
If we do, it wouldn't be on. You
I think-
can't put it on
you can
YouTube.
do a reaction. Yeah, we just won't put it on YouTube. It's fine. But I'm pretty sure you can do a reaction stream. There's a lot of people that do, I'm sure. I'll look into it and find out. But hopefully we'll see you guys then.
Yeah, we want to make sure it's all legal so we don't get in trouble.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I might be streaming on later. I don't know. Are you streaming tonight? Or are you gonna take tonight off?
I'm taking the night off because I already have a headache. So
Well, we're gonna go, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Remember to catch us here every Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time.
yep. Hopefully
Twitch
Ian will be here.
Yeah. Twitch.tv/Drinks to the Martins. Scooby Snacks, Tuner's Edge, and Huzzah, the real Huzzah on Twitter. If you guys could drop us all a follow, that'd be great. And catch us over on YouTube too.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Night, guys.
Bye.